Hello friends, this is Dr. Mamta Jagannath Rathi. This is my YouTube channel Dr. Mamta's Educational Flex. Friends, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Today, in this video, we will discuss about the term depreciation. We will see depreciation accounting in this video. Firstly, we will see definition of depreciation. According to Accounting Standard 6, depreciation is a measure of the wearing out, consumption or other loss of value of a depreciable asset arising from use, affliction of time or obsolescence through technology and market changes. Friends, though it seems to be a difficult definition, let us analyze it. Allocation of depreciable amount of a fixed asset over its estimated useful life is shortly known as depreciation. Depreciation is a non-cash expense and is charged to profit and loss account every year. Depreciation is based on cost of asset. In short, we can say that depreciation is the gradual and permanent decrease in the book value of fixed assets due to wear and tear, passage of time or any other cause. Now let us have look on some points, that is what are the causes of depreciation, what is the need of depreciation and what are the factors associated with depreciation. So let us first start with the causes of depreciation. The very first cause is wear and tear. Assets lose value on account of their constant use. This is the case with plant, machinery, furniture, fixtures, office equipments, etc. Wear and tear results from friction, vibration, strain, chemical reaction, weathering, etc. The next cause of depreciation is by expiry of time, or we can say that by the passage of time. Certain assets get decreased in their value with the passage of time. This is the case with leaseholds, patent rights, copyrights, etc. The third cause for the depreciation is obsolescence. Some assets are discarded before they are worn out because of new inventions, change of fashions, etc. For example, jet aeroplanes are made propeller-driven aircrafts uneconomical to operate. Thus, new invention reduced the economic life of a piston aircraft even though they were physically well and fit. So, due to obsolescence also we have to provide depreciation. Next cause for depreciation is by depletion or by exhaustion. Some assets get exhausted through working. This is the case with mines, oil deposits, etc. On account of continuous extraction of minerals or oil, a stage comes when the mine or the well gets completely exhausted and nothing is left in it. Now, next cause for the depreciation is permanent fall in price. Some physical factors like rusting, rotting, evaporation, etc. may depreciate the value of an asset. And lastly, by abnormal factors like accident to an asset will cause depreciation in its value. So these are the causes for depreciation. These causes I have given again here. So let us now proceed to the need for the depreciation. The first need is for the determination of net profit or net loss, or we can say that for the ascertainment of true profit. Depreciation is an expense like rent, salary, wages, etc. In order to ascertain true profit, all expenses must be taken into account. Therefore, depreciation, like any other expense, must be charged to profit and loss account. If it is ignored, the profit or loss will be inaccurate. Another need for depreciation is for showing assets at fair and true value in the balance sheet. That is, for the presentation of true financial position. the balance sheet must show the true financial position of the business. For this, the assets must be shown at proper values. This, in turn, demands that depreciation of the asset must be taken into account. If depreciation is ignored, asset will be shown in balance sheet at higher values than their real values. And a balance sheet in which assets are overvalued does not show the true financial position of the concern. Next need for the depreciation is provision of funds for replacement of assets. That is provision for replacement. Assets used in the business need replacement after the expiry of their service life. By providing depreciation, a part of the profit is kept in the business. This can be used for the purpose of new or for the purchase of new asset. If it is not done, a large amount of additional capital would be required to replace the old asset. This may not be readily available, which may prove fatal to the business. Depreciation is thus an essential factor which cannot be overlooked. Now, let us go to some basic factors in the calculation of depreciation. Some factors associated with the calculation of depreciation. Firstly, we should know the total cost of the asset, that is the cost of the asset. Cost of the asset includes not only the price paid but also transportation cost, transit insurance, customs charges, legal costs relating to acquisition, installation cost, assembling cost, cost of foundation, cost of special power connection, testing cost, etc. In case of second hand asset, the cost of initial repairs is also included in the cost of the asset. Thus, all costs prior to the commencement of productive service are included in the cost of asset. However, it should be noted that financial charges such as interest on money borrowed for the purchase of asset should not be included in the cost of the assets. This is one of the very important factor for the calculation of our depreciation. Another factor associated with the depreciation is estimated useful life of the asset. It is not the actual life of the asset but its useful life that is important for the determination of depreciation. For example, a machinery may be capable of running for 20 years, but due to new inventions, it may be in use only for 10 years. Then the estimated useful life is 10 years and not 20 years. It should be noted that the measurement of useful life is not always in terms of years. It may be measured in terms of hours, months, units of output, or other operating measures such as kilometers in case of taxi or a truck. Next factor is estimated scrap value. Now, it is the amount likely to be realized on the disposal of assets as scrap. It is also called residual value or salvage. It is an estimate. In making the estimate of scrap value, the cost of dismantling or removing the old asset should be deducted from the residual value. The question of residual value does not arise in case of intangible assets like patents, patent rights, copyrights, etc., where reliable estimates of scrap value are not possible. The scrap value is often taken as nil. Now, some factors like chances to obsolescence, addition to assets, legal provisions, these should also be covered while calculating the depreciation. Let us overlook once again what are the causes of our depreciation. There are two types of major causes, that is internal cause and external cause. We have discussed earlier on it. Internal causes are wear and tear and depletion, whereas external causes are obsolescence and passage of time. Needs, we have been gone through this earlier. Also, factor determining depreciation I have given in detail here. Assessment of depreciation is done with the help of estimated useful life, estimated residual value or scrap value, and historical cost or revalued amount of our asset. Now, how the depreciation is given, that is, what are the methods of depreciation? There are several methods of depreciation. Let us go one by one. First method is straight line method. In this method, amount of depreciation is fixed, useful to assets whose service remain uniform throughout the year. For example, furnitures and fixtures. For this, straight line method is used. Second method is written down value method. In this method also rate of depreciation is fixed. Third method is known as annuity method. Depreciation is calculated from annuity table. Fourth method is of sinking fund method. The amount of depreciation created is invested outside. It is used as an investment. Next method of depreciation is insurance policy method. The amount of depreciation of each year is paid as an insurance premium. Sixth method is known as annual evaluation method. Seventh method is a kilometer method, where depreciation is calculated on the distance run by the transportation means. Next method, labor hour rate method. Depreciation is calculated on the basis of labor hour worked. Global method is another method of calculation of depreciation. Depreciation is calculated on the sum of all the assets. Next method is of production unit method. In this method is mostly used in mines to calculate the depreciation on production. And lastly, statutory method. Depreciation value or depreciation rate is fixed by this method. Change in method of depreciation. We have to keep in mind while making the changes in the method of depreciation. It is not easy. It required the changes in the method of depreciation is required by the statute or law. For the changes in the method of depreciation, requirement of compliances with an accounting standards is needed. And changes of method in depreciation results in more appropriate preparation and presentation of financial statements. Now, how it is disclosed? The depreciation methods should have to be disclosed. The total depreciation for the period for each class of assets has to be given. The gross amount of class of assets and related accumulated depreciation should be disclosed. Other accounting policies which are relevant to our depreciation should be given. The depreciation rates or useful lives of assets, if they are different from principal rates, should be disclosed properly. A change in the method of depreciation is considered as a change in accounting policy. Now, how the disposal of depreciation assets is done? Let us have a look on it. Important classification under section 350 of Companies Act 1956 says how the disposal should be made. Depreciation should be charged even if assets remain idle. It means even if the assets are not in a working stage, at that time also depreciation should be provided. Depreciation should be provided on immovable assets. The number of ships, that is double or multiple ships of particular asset for which the asset has been used, should be considered for depreciation. That means the use of that asset should be considered properly. For depreciation charge, written down value is suggested through straight line method can also be adopted. Now let us come to our conclusion part. These standards of the depreciation applies to all the depreciable assets except the following items to which special considerations apply. It means that the regular depreciation policy is not applicable to these items. Now, what are these items for which the special considerations should be applied? That is forests, plantations and similar regenerative natural resources. Next, vesting assets including expenditure on the exploration for and extraction of minerals, oils, natural gas and similar non-regenerative resources. Expenditure on research and development, goodwill and other intangible assets, livestock. This standard also does not apply to land unless it has a limited useful life for the enterprise. As land does not have an indefinite economic life, or land has an indefinite economic life, so that we cannot provide depreciation to the land. And United Breweries depreciation has been provided under written down value method at the rates prescribed under Schedule 14 of the Companies Act 1956. Friends, I hope this video will help you out in knowing the terms associated with our chapter depreciation. The basic information I have shared here. In next video, I will come with some another information for the calculation of depreciation. Friends, please like my channel. Those who have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos. Stay tuned, stay connected. Thank you very much.